Now, yesterday I went ahead and showed you my operator fashion, which is nothing special at all. It's very basic. And honestly, I feel like that's all you need sometimes. Because the operators and drifters, even though this outfit is basic, the drifter outfit goes impeccably hard. I don't think it needs much else if I'm being honest. And then if you decide to just stick to one outfit, it looks fantastic as well. But that doesn't mean that mixing and merging outfits doesn't look good as well. It's just I feel like sometimes basic is better than adding 1,000 different things and having the textures mesh. Now my drifter was made to look somewhat similar to my operator, literally like an older sister kind of vibe. So that means my drifter is relatively similar to my operator in every form, just older. So my drifter is quite simple. Let's head over to features. It's primary face visage 47 with face visage 42 with a face blend of 27. Now, if you want, the primary face is the one you want to think of the most, and then keep the face blend between 20 and 35, and then that'll mesh the faces just a little bit without the secondary one becoming overwhelmingly dominant towards the primary one. You could keep it at 50, which I think is base, and that'll do a nice even one of both of them. Honestly, I feel like it's better to just keep it around 20 to 35 for a nice decent blend while keeping your primary one the most dominant one. Now I have it at complexion M-3. This is the lightest shade. Again, you can do whatever one you want. Pick and change this however you want. My complexion tint, however, is the Orokin Cool Tones, and it's one of the middle lighter ones. In fact, I'll change it to this one. And then tint vibrancy at 1. You can change it down as much as you want. I like that ghostly pale Casper the Friendly looking ghost look. And if you don't have the cool tones, I'll explain it real quick. It's no big deal. Head over to the focus, head over to one of your focus trees. You have to max out your focus tree, minus the tar and strike shit. So contamination wave, distilled contamination, eternal gaze, and then all these other ones. And then you can unlock represent right here. In represent, you're gonna buy the Raphacia kit for 500,000, and this is how you get those cool tones. Now that kit is in every single one of these focus trees, but you only need to buy it one time. Now, next thing is the eyes. The eyes are very, very basic. The first row down for both of them is the same. First and second row are the same colors. So the first row for left, right, and eye glow colors is E6 from Valentine's. I like this pink. It's a nice shade of pink. And then the second row is C4. This is a nice pinkish red. Now, if you have eye glow, you really only need to adjust the eye glow, and right eye and left eye colors you can just ignore because the eye glow will overwhelmingly dominate both of them. Of course, you could just change your eye glow as much as you want. I like keeping it at max. Now, next is the makeup, my Rakana look. I like the Rakana look. It's very basic makeup without covering the entire face or making it look kind of weird. And the primary color I put as C15 in Valentine. Now, this is just the color beyond the eyes at the side that you can't see because of the hair, but you can make this any color you want. Honestly, I feel like a red would probably be better. So you can change this to a red if you wish, and then it adds the redness on the side of the eye over here. Let's make her bald real quick so you can actually see it. Now, it doesn't really matter for my drift because I have these things on her eyes anyway that it's hard to see. But as you can see, that's what it changes. So pick the color as you wish. Personally, I prefer the red over that darkness. And then the secondary one I made. And then the secondary color, it's D8 in the Valentine set as well. The secondary color adds the lip smear and then around the eyes. So you can change this as you wish. Again, you can make it a nice red, or you can make it Tortury adds the stuff around the nose. I have it at fire D9. Again, you could do any red for this. You don't need to use fire. And I have the transparency at about 50. Otherwise, I'd be looking like Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer or somebody with the flu, or cancer in this case. So keep it at a nice 50. That adds a little bit of color, but not too much. And then for the accents, I did Halloween E4. The accents adjust the lips and around the eyes. So that's all for the makeup. And for my eyebrows, I got brow S4-J. Now this is a nice eyebrow. It's pretty thin, but not too thin. And it has some thickness to it, but not too thick, like brow W2-4. You can use whatever eyebrow you want. Honestly, I'm torn between brow V9-5 and then brow S4-J. I keep the brow thickness at 100 because I use the white eyebrows and I want them to somewhat match the hair. The hairstyle I use is Marie's hairstyle without any added colors because I like her base colors, especially the vibrant tint. And then the Visage ink I put is Whole Breach ink. You don't need to copy the Visage ink at all, honestly. Honestly, this is just completely up to your preferences. And there's quite a few good ones for the Drifter now. And honestly, I like the Cherub ink. I think this one is pretty cool. It's time for the clothing. The clothing, very basic, is the exact same as my operator. So if you've already seen the last video, you don't need to watch this part, or if you don't care about it, you also don't need to watch this part. I have the Revenant Mephisto diadem, which you could trade out for anything, and I have the Chondric headphones, which you could trade out for everything if you don't have them. You have to buy the diadem from a bundle, so if you don't want to do that, you can just kind of, do anything else. And the Chondric headphones are a 10th-gen items, so if you're on PC and you don't want to waste actual money, obviously you don't have to do that. But Xbox players can enjoy spending like 20 plat instead. And for the clothing, I have the Goth set on. The Goth set is pretty basic. I'm pretty sure you see like 1,000 people a day with this on. And for the first two primary and secondary colors, I have matte black. The tertiary color is once again E6 with Valentine. And then the suit energy I have at just the dark red in Valentine. And honestly, you could just do black and then B2 in Valentine for a vibrant red. Next, no sigils. The animation is default because agile animation looks ass. And then the only ephemera I have on is the Didima ephemera because I like the sparkles it gives. And then you could just copy suit colors and you'll get everything. Now the nice thing about the drifters is that you could add on literally anything you want from your Warframe. But honestly, I feel like a lot of it doesn't really mesh well. That's just me personally. Maybe I haven't spent enough time on it to find out. But regardless, with that being said, that is just about it. This is my Drifter look. It's very, very basic, as I said with my operator, because I like having just a basic, good looking operator than going for all the extra funky looking shit. So I hope you found this helpful. And with that being said, that is just about it. Until next time.